your last name?
My last name is Dean, D-I-N.
And you are Edmundo's aunt, right?
Yes.
And if you can kind of talk to us about the problems with the Imperial Police Department.
Yeah, I know it's something occult in this case because my nephew died at 5 a.m. in the morning, and the mother noticed that till 11:40. It's not something bad, that because supposed to be the police report right away. Yeah, because the paramedics pick it up, and you read the news and everything, you can see something wrong in this case.
And how is the family doing right now?
I don't know that pain because I never lost a son, but I can feel my niece is devastated. Yesterday she went to buy the coffin and pay for everything, and this one is not right. My nephew works in front of the courthouse every day. A lot of people from the courthouse knows him, and I feel really bad about this happening in this town.
And what do you want to see happen from this point forward?
Justice. I want justice on this case. Yeah, and I want to everything clear. Nothing is gonna be occult because the Lord's gonna be, everything's gonna be clear on this case.
We're doing this vigil because we just wanted to let people all over the valley, not just law enforcement, but just all over the valley, that we're here looking for answers, that we're here for answers, that we're not trying to be violent, we don't want no violence, we just want the truth, we want justice. We're appealing to the justice system, which means law enforcement, courts, everyone, to give us justice, to give us an answer, to give us the truth on what's really going on.
You're saying you don't want any violence at a time when you think violence was committed on your friend. Can you kind of talk about that?
Well, the reason why we don't want no violence is because that's who my friend, my brother, that's who he was. You know, he wasn't a violent person. You know, so, and his family are not violent people. They're very calm, loving people. So the reason why we don't want no violence is because we don't want to portray on who he is not. Because he is not a violent person.
What do you think happened that morning?
I've heard so many different stories, so many speculations on what happened. I've heard stories in the sense where, you know, the first story that was told to us was that it was a routine traffic stop. He was, for one reason or another, he was out of the car and he collapsed and an ambulance was called. And then the next one was, the next story we heard was that it was a routine traffic stop, but he resisted arrest and they tasered and pepper sprayed him, and then later on now we found out that all kinds of things. So this is so many different stories that we don't know what is real and what is not, which is why we're appealing to people and trying to get the word out, like, hey, we want the truth. That's all we want is the truth.
Is he the type of person that would resist arrest?
No. If he did, it was out of fear. It was out of he was just scared. He had to have been just fear, nothing but fear, and running through his mind and heart that if he did, he was just scared. It must have been provoked in some way for him to be that afraid. I mean, me and my dad, that's all we could think of. Like, I've known him my whole entire life, and we're just thinking, oh my gosh, what scared him that much to make him feel like he needed to run?
Is the Imperial Police scary?
We've heard so many rumors, so many stories. I've heard so many different ones. I've heard some people getting beat up, but we don't know what's real and what's not real. You know, we're trying not to make this us against the whole entire police force. We're just trying to really find the truth. I mean, there's so many stories out there. I mean, you ask anybody here in the Imperial Valley, they have someone or know someone that has had some bad experiences. You know, there is some bad experiences out there.
Did Edmund abuse drugs or alcohol?
He didn't abuse drugs or alcohol. So many people have said that he was that, but that's not true.
So the police saying that he might have been drunk.
He might have been drunk. He might have been under influence. We don't know. We don't know until the autopsy says otherwise. We don't know. Which we're just, until we get the facts, until we get the truth. Because we've heard one that he just collapsed, and we heard one that he was drunk. We heard one that he was high. We heard all kinds of stories. We're not getting the truth. We're not getting the truth until we get the truth, and that's what we're going to stand by.
If there's one thing that people who are watching this can walk away with, what do you want to tell them? Maybe about
that this guy was not a violent person that the news, the police are trying to set him out to be. He was not a violent person. He was a loving and caring person. And he deserves the truth and justice, which is whether which way it goes. He deserves justice. He deserves the truth to be out there, and that, you know, he's the best friend, he's the best person that you want around you, and you want him a part of your life.